music magazine, and he's probably written more CD reviews and more artist profiles than any other writer in the magazine. Back in the late 90s, he was writing a column called Blues Bites, where he would write about maybe 20 CDs in a little 100 to 150 word kind of paragraph to capture what it was about. That's an enormous undertaking. He's written liner notes for many people. His interviews and cover stories in the magazine are unparalleled. He's written stories on Big Jack Johnson, Gary Clark Jr., Magic Slim, Rick Estrin, Nicky Hall, Nick Moss, John Primer, John Namath, Laura Chavez, just in a recent issue of the magazine. He also contributes to our best of the year, end of the year best CD lists. He's been a talent buying consultant for the Marquee Area Blues Fest for all of its 15 years in existence. And for a short time, he booked a Marquette restaurant and club, bringing artists like Johnny Rawls, Philip Walker, Sean Costello to the venue. He's also been a supporter and organizer of 2 successful fundraisers for the Sean Costello Memorial Fund for Bipolar Research. And one other thing I have to say, when I get a Tom Hyslop story, I don't have to do a thing to it. I don't have to do a thing to it. That's an English teacher's dream. I can leave a space in the magazine and say to Tom, I have a space ready for that story or article or review, and it comes in, and all I have to do is just kind of capitalize the title, and it's off. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my great friends and a great writer, Tom Hyslop.
Well, I never thought it would come to this. I'm a little ashamed to have to refer to notes, but while my memory is sound, my file retrieval system is failing. Thank you, Art. Thank you to the committee and to the Blues Foundation. To my wife, Wendy, and my daughters, Roger and Chelsea, are here today for tolerating my having been distracted for most of my life. My parents for having kept all of their incredible rhythm and blues and rock and roll records from the 50s. My employer, Telnet and Superior Contact, for making it easy for me to be here today. Thanks to all the editors I've worked with, and to Bob Varell, who gave me my first chance, and to Bider Smith, who's involved in that story. You can ask me about it. Thanks to the writers who inspired me, including Robert Palmer, Nick Tosches, Peter Brownick, Dick Sherman, Robert Gordon, Bill Dahl, and many, many others. To these friends for discussions about music that increased my appreciation and understanding, Barry Levinson, Travis Swanson, Sean Birmingham, Paul Linden, Felix Reyes, John McDonald, Deb Lubin, Chuck Nevitt, Rick Bryant, Mike Letts, Willie Pearson, Wes Race, Tom Oatley, Carl Soderberg, Matt Wilson, Julia Schroeder, Aaron Trubick, John Lieben, Tony Redman, and many others. To everyone who's ever offered a word of encouragement or of criticism, thanks. And to the artists who make the music, And also my most heartfelt thanks of all is to the blues, which has done an admirable job of sustaining me. I don't know what else could have, honestly, I don't. Music and the friendships I've made through music are just the most meaningful thing and just the best, and the blues friends are the very best. So I wouldn't be here without anybody that I mentioned and so many other people that have gone unmentioned. This is a Keeping the Blues Alive ceremony, and I do have some strong thoughts about that. They're in me and they gotta come out, I guess. So I'll take a few minutes, My journey didn't begin with any sort of recognition in mind. This is unbelievable to me. I really wanted to share my enthusiasm for America's greatest art form and shine a light on some of the folks who make it. They did all of the hard work, and here I am. It's absolutely surprising to me that any of that glow reflected back on me. I'm humbled and very grateful. As far as keeping the blues alive, I feel the blues needs respect and love more than it needs any sort of acute care. There's a tremendous amount of great music being made today, as there always has been. But it's been said in other arenas, and I think it's true here, that if anything bad happens, I think we'll destroy ourselves rather than that threat coming from outside. I don't want that to happen. And I think there's some keys to making sure the blues remains a vital force in perpetuity, you know. I've always believed in an informed audience is a very important thing. You know, I've tried to communicate my enthusiasm for the music I feel is worth listening to and that I love so much by writing about records and sharing the stories of the artists. And I've always tried to let those subjects tell their own stories whenever I possibly could, you know, in their own words, using their own perspectives. I think honesty is important. You know, if the music is great, let's champion it by all means. If it's not, I think we're obliged to say so. You know, it's a reality that some things are objectively better than other things, and that's true even in matters of taste. I don't feel we do anybody, neither the artist nor the audience nor the industry, favors by giving participation medals to everyone. You know, that falsely elevates some music, and the collateral damages to the artists and the music of real value.